Happy Halloween, everyone. Possibly happy Friday. You're probably catching this after midnight or in the morning. So yesterday was Halloween. It was trick or treat. The intention was to go live from my page again, and then with trick or treat and Halloween, all the fun activities going on, we decided to push it to a regular episode.
We both got
Um,
kids. It happens.
yeah. I honestly kind of didn't even put two and two together. I just was like, all right, Thursday night football streaming, Thursday night trick or treat. Never even like realized that the schedules were going to overlap a little bit, but. So we're here. We're gonna do an episode. No big deal. Yeah,
Relax.
relax. RELAX. Everyone, especially New York Jet fans. Are they back? Is this for real? Is Aaron got the team under control now? You beat a good Texan team. Yeah, we just finished Thursday night football, so we got to watch it and finish it before we make this episode. But yeah, I mean the Texans dropping, I believe it was 21-13 was final score. Um, yeah, just a tough situation to be in for the Texans, dropping two out of the last three, but more importantly, to the Jets. How do you feel about the Texans losing to the Jets?
I mean, I took this in our AI post. I did take the Jets over the Texans. I don't know. It just seemed like I don't want to say a trap game,
That
but
game,
almost a
but like,
trap game.
yeah,
You get the short week, and then you get the. Sorry, my computer's dinging at me. You get the short week, and then you have the Lions coming up after that. It looked like a game they looked ahead. With Stephon Diggs out with the
yeah, that's
ACL.
true. Yeah,
It
the
just
Texans aren't the Texans that they were at the beginning of the season with
correct.
Stephon and Nico Collins. Like they have taken a hit at that point,
Yeah,
but I mean,
I
yeah,
think they're
Stroud's
still a
still
good team.
Stroud.
Um, and they've got a reasonable schedule. They're off to a good start. That's
Yeah,
what they have in their favor.
yeah,
Similar to
yeah.
the
I don't think I.
Steelers, they
Yeah,
have that lead. But also what the Texans have over the Steelers is a weak division.
yeah, and a real
So
quarterback. Well, non-corny Russ is a real quarterback, but that's annoying.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I will. We joked about this off air, but I have to give Kaylee her shout out. She gets her first ever quote in a Couple Sports podcast. We were watching this game together for a little bit earlier before we were doing Joe's desk, and we watched the Jet player Conley, I believe his name, or Cooley was his name, drop the touchdown, fumbled
yeah,
it at the one, ends up being a touchback, becomes the Texans ball going the other way. And she was watching it. She was like, "Did he just drop that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And then she just was kind of blown away by it. I was like, "It happens more often than you think." I was like, "It's kind of like once every couple
once a
weeks
year, I
between,
say.
once every couple weeks between NFL and college. It's
Okay,
like
yeah,
once
yeah,
every
yeah,
couple weeks. Like there's always one of those clips popping up every 4 or 5 weeks. So yeah, it's like two, maybe three times a year you get
yeah.
that clip or somebody does that, and it's always just like, ah, imagine being that guy. They'll never let that happen again. And then, sure enough, a few weeks later, but yeah, she
To
basically
be
said she
fair,
was like,
that
yeah,
player never lets it happen again.
yeah, no facts. Yeah, that guy never lets it happen. Yeah, if you're that guy, you run through the back of the end zone and hand it to a kid in the stands. That's how you know you scored. You don't ever drop the ball early. That's just yeah. Yeah, like she said, she was like, "That's just so stupid. It doesn't matter how excited you are. Get in there and spike it first. Like, don't drop the ball." But I mean, I guess I see it. You see that opening, you see the end zone, you're sniffing your possibly your first ever career NFL touchdown, and you're just so excited. But yeah, that's an all time stain on your first ever
For
touchdown
sure.
chance. So, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because a give her her first shout out, but also Jets doing Jets things. That was
Yes.
literally the first thing I thought of when I was like, "This is the Jets doing Jets shit." I was like, "This is what they do." So.
Yeah. Since we're on the topic, I think I don't know that it's much of an argument. That's the catch of the year to this point.
Yeah, I mean
There's,
it's yeah, it
if you haven't seen it, go watch the Garrett Wilson touchdown
type in
catch.
Garrett Wilson catch. That's all you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Yeah. It is an unbelievable catch. He gets his
Yeah.
shin down, has an amazing picture where he looks like he's the Michael Jordan logo, the Jordan brand
Yeah.
logo,
Kind of yep, it's stretched out with it. Yep.
um, and
And it
comes
is in
down.
the Met and yeah, you asked the question. It is in the Meadowlands, which is the greater catch, Odell or Wilson. Who do you go with there?
I take Wilson. Uh,
Really?
there's definitely some recency bias, but also I hate the Giants, so
Okay, so also team bias. Okay, so if
yes,
you pull both of
there's a
those
lot
out,
of
then
bias.
yeah, if you pull both of the bias, I was gonna
I
say
look
that's
at
that's a
them.
really biased take because Odell's is just crazy because
Yes,
he was getting mangled. Like
yes,
there was
exactly.
an intense pass interference on that play in addition to him grabbing it, and his was with like three fingers.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it was like Wilson's was cool, but like truly like the shin was kind of lucky. Like he just fell right and it worked. Like Odell didn't have to toe tap, but like you don't need to on a catch like that.
Yeah.
Like Odell's like the over the head like that changed the course of like they had said people like catch balls one handed now because of that. Like
No, for sure.
kids
People practice it.
kids kids growing up shoot unlimited threes now because of Steph Curry. Things we never would have dreamed of, or you
Right.
just would have been benched immediately. And now it's the same thing with that, where it's just like that's the new mantra, just like oh yeah, try to catch it one handed. Like that's the cool thing to do. Like that'll make a cool TikTok. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was, I mean, yeah, it was an amazing catch. But yeah, I think Odell still is. I think it's gonna be a long time before somebody does something crazier than that. Like the 3 finger pinch and pulling it, because an NFL ball is so goddamn big.
Yes.
That thing is so
Yeah, to be able
goddamn big.
just to be able to palm one is
Just
impressive to begin with.
to be able to throw it with one hand is nuts, but to be able to pinch it with three overhead while getting a pass interference, I think that will remain
Yeah.
one of the greatest catches of all times. And like the commentary on it too, like you had Chris Call, like it just yeah, it was such a great moment. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, before we dig into our Sunday slate, let's take a look at other sports as well as college football. So we have a
Yeah,
little bit of baseball.
we have to give a congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers, World Series champions, beating the Yankees 4-1. Unbelievable claps by the Yankees. To
Yeah,
give up 5 runs in a single inning after you have a 5 run lead, um, you go tied, and then the Dodgers just play defense and beat
yeah,
you at your own game. So congrats to them. Second one in 5 years, I think. I think they won in 2020. And here
okay.
they are again. So
Yeah, this was obviously we had talked about it. It's my first year as an unofficial baseball fan. It's the first year I've ever really sat down, paid attention to it, tried to follow it, tried to remember players, tried to keep up with
yeah,
the schedule, and watch all the games through the playoffs. And I think that that is going to be that's like kind of my conclusion to it is that like 150 that's
yeah,
too much.
I
There's
know.
no way. Like sure I would consider like that's one where it's like oh yeah like Philly season ticket or like however it works like yeah I would take the boys to go watch an unlimited amount of Phillies games if it was affordable and it made sense like
Yeah.
sure that makes sense because then it's like oh yeah I would want
the
more football but
The
like that's
problem
too
is
much baseball
the
that's
problem
too
is
much
yeah,
baseball
that's like 80 plus home games basically.
yeah
Yeah.
that's insane yeah that's I
And
couldn't yeah.
so like that makes a season ticket a ridiculous price. So,
Yeah, because you
uh
probably don't even buy like season tickets, probably like packages, like like fall, spring, whatever. Like it's probably like however.
they
But I mean, I'm sure
do
you
yeah,
can
they
do
do
season
small
tickets in
packages,
full,
yeah.
but yeah, you probably can buy like a certain number of weeks or whatever, like the
Yeah.
lower games and the
No,
premier
I
games.
will go to any baseball game, minor league,
Yeah, I'll go
high
watch a
school,
game
college.
always. Yeah,
I'll always go watch a game. Um,
watching it on TV through the regular season, I don't think you'll catch me dead. Especially because I know the times are weird too, and it's throughout the week and stuff. Like
yeah.
yeah, you're not gonna catch me
If
week
there's
12
if
giving a
there's a
shit.
big game for the Phillies, I'll watch. If there's nothing else on,
I can. I was even then.
that's a
I
big caveat.
For yeah, I think for me it's like looking at the opening of my schedule. Like I have to consider like nights Kaylee works, nights the boys have things going on, Monday night football, Thursday night football, Sunday night football, playing Call of Duty. Like there's too many other things. Like
Yeah,
baseball, regular season baseball is gonna get cut out of there always. Like that's gonna be the least priority. So yeah, I mean on a rainy, weird day where there's nothing else to do, maybe,
yeah,
but yeah, yeah, it was cool to see that. I know Magic Johnson partly owns the Dodgers, so that's cool for him. He gets a dub
yeah.
too, so man just keeps winning. Yeah, that's cool.
Crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I'm
Moving,
excited for next season. But yeah, I don't care about the
yeah,
regular season. I just want to get to the World Series next year.
yeah,
Let's rock it again. So
yeah. Moving into college football, I'm gonna start with the games we just need to mention. Locality wise, number 18 Pittsburgh goes on the road to take on number 20 SMU. Big ACC
SMD.
matchup. Both are undefeated the um, in the ACC, and SMU has one loss out of conference. So big matchup, 7-0, 7-1. You still have Clemson and Miami's above both of them in the ACC, but one of them could sneak in. Excuse me. Second game, our home team, Air Force goes on the road to play Army. Air Force has one win this season. I fully expect Army to dismantle them.
Yep. Hopefully.
They are
This-
21 and a half point favorites,
Yep.
and honestly,
Navy let
I
us.
don't care about the favorite. I just want to see them win. I want to
Yes,
see them be undefeated.
Yeah, Navy let us down. So now we're all Army all
They did.
time. Like it's
They
yeah,
had
we're all Army as much as we can be.
Yeah, Navy had a tough matchup against Notre Dame. I'll give them
No,
that.
for
But
sure. Yeah.
but
But yeah,
yeah,
it's just like at
unfortunately,
this point now, you want to see Army just get that bid. It's just fun. It's part of the college football playoff expansion. Like yeah, you just
yeah,
why not? Like let them
yeah,
go undefeated. Let's see what happens. It'll just be exciting.
yeah. And then our home team, number one, Oregon, coming to town, playing the Big House, undefeated, coming into Michigan. I
You have a
fully
great note.
expect a loss,
Great note. Yep, ready to
um,
lose. Ready to lose.
but
This
it's
is a
exciting to see Oregon in the Big House.
This is one of my
Just
office moments. There's a Michael Scott quote where he has a moment where he's ready to date again, and he just goes, "There's no doubt about it. I'm ready to get hurt again." And that's
yes,
pretty much this. He said, "You know what? This is gonna be a great game, but not for us. Not for us."
I actually know that because it's all over Philly sports all the time.
Yes, you're right. No
Yeah,
doubt about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
yeah. So yeah, I fully expect to lose, but hopefully we, play a good game. And again, I just want to see Oregon in the Big House. That's just something cool to see. That's one of my favorite part about all these realignments is you're seeing these big schools play each other, and that's a lot of fun for me. Uh, and then college football game of the week. I
Yep,
don't.
for sure.
It's got to be Ohio State coming into Happy Valley to play number three Penn State. Ohio State's ranked four. Um, Stadium's going to be rocking. A big FU to Fox Sports for making it big noon kickoff. Like what a joke! This game needs to be prime time, 8 o'clock, white out.
See, I am weird about that. I've thought about this a couple times. When I think primetime college football, I think noon. When I think primetime NFL, I think Monday Night Football. Like, I
No
get
way.
what you're saying. I 100% with the whiteout, like, especially Penn State being white, like that, 100%. I'm all for that. I don't disagree with that part at all. But for me, I think that, like, the most important college football game should be, like, Saturday at noon. Or the second most important, maybe, should be Saturday at noon. The most important, Saturday night. Like
Yeah,
I don't like that they kind of split it up all
I
day because like 3:30 is like a weird fucking time. Like that's
sure.
midday. Like
Yes,
that. Like I hate that
the
for like a
SEC
good
loves to
game.
do that
Yes,
for
that's what
their
yeah.
big
Like an LSU
matchups.
Alabama game at 3:30. Like
Yeah,
that's fucking random. Like give me a night game so that it's your end cap, or give me like a 10 p.m. game of that, or give it to me at noon so it's like what you just start the day with. Like get it out of the way and kind of tackle it.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
so yeah, I don't hate that. But yeah, I see your point though with the Penn State game, Ohio State, like that absolutely should have been a night game. Like that's
Yeah,
just such a big rivalry game. They should have done a night game for that.
yeah. But regardless, going to be a big game. Penn State, this is your time to shine. James Franklin, more specifically than the team. This is the measuring stick game for you guys. How good are you really, and how good are you going to be?
It's so weird too that Ryan Day's job is not in jeopardy with this game at all because it's one of those like, well, it's just Penn State or whatever. But like,
I
he
don't
just needs to
know.
beat Michigan. He just has to beat Michigan. Like that's like if he loses this
I
but beats Michigan, I think he keeps his job. But if he wins
I don't
this and
think
then
so.
loses Michigan, I think he's in trouble. You
I
think if he
don't think
loses it
so.
loses this game, he's
I think if he loses this game, he's in trouble. They are
yeah.
on paper, they are the better team, and they already have a loss to Oregon. So you can't have two losses in conference. You just can't.
Yeah, that's true. I
Like
mean, do they take the conference realignment into consideration with that though? Like it used to be a no, but
I
now is it like okay, well you also have 10 heavy hitters in your conference, so like chances are you end up with two
right,
conference losses.
right. But how do you put in? How do you take out an army that's undefeated for a two-loss Ohio State team?
See, that's the one for me that I hate the way this is set up. I hate that there's this guessing game. Like it should. I like math. I like the number. I like the black and white. How many wins you got? Okay, well, how many conference wins you got? Like it should be
Well,
even
that's the
numbers,
thing.
divisions. Like because that's the thing is
Exactly.
like, but with college, your schedule isn't randomized by an AI algorithm that determines what other division and seating and all that. It's
Sure.
determined by how much money you paid these bum ass schools to come visit. Like,
Yeah, or what the
yeah,
conference scheduled for you.
exactly. So yeah, so like I hate that there's that aspect because then it's like yeah, sure that team went 15-0, but they played a bunch of dog water schools, and then it's like oh that team went 5-10, but they played all top 15 schools. Like
Yeah.
of course they're not getting in with 5 wins, but the 15-0 team shouldn't either because they just played a bunch of shitty teams. So yeah, again, this is just me reiterating that I hate how college football is set up. It's so fucking frustrating.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Ryan Day definitely needs to beat Michigan this year. Back to where we started this conversation,
Yeah.
and if he doesn't, then yes, he's absolutely on the hot seat. But I think he also needs to win this game. I just Penn State's not good enough on paper to win this game, um, and it's a tough matchup. But they're games you got to win, so we'll see. I don't
For
think he's
only
going anywhere, regardless. But
for
I
only two hundred
think
and
it puts
twenty
him
eight
on the hot seat.
dollars, we can sit in pretty much the last row in the stadium to watch this game.
I'm a season ticket holder, and I sold them for more than that.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm not
you,
gonna
you said
pay
pocket money.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy tickets to this game. I will
Yeah, I
gladly
was just
watch it at
curious. I
home.
was like, yeah, I was like, I wonder what the
Have you
in the
ever been
door
to a Penn
price
State
is.
game? More
Two.
specifically, a packed Penn State game like this would be,
Mm,
because it's different
I
atmosphere.
Yeah, I don't think that I went to one with Rand and Joe one day on like a spur of the moment thing. We sat nosebleeds. There was like
Okay,
plenty of space around us,
yeah,
open seats on like an afternoon. They played a bum ass school. Like it was like a nobody game at all.
okay,
Another game I went to, I do not remember. I know it rained and it was a night game. I feel like it was a whiteout, but I feel dumb saying that because it's like, is that like Super Bowl ticket prices? Because then like obviously I didn't go to that,
no, not
but
always.
it was with some guys at Chipotle and somebody canceled, and so then one day they were like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll ride along. Like, why not?" And so like I
Yeah,
just got sucked into it by a free ticket, and so I was like, "Okay, cool, yeah, I'll go." And I feel I'll have to ask them. I'll have to. I literally I want to know now. I'll have to. I'm asking him right now. I'm gonna shoot a
yeah,
message to him because I need to know what game we went to. But
right.
um,
Well, let me say this. I've been to many of Penn State games, and there is a big difference between having a little bit of room and arm room, and when you get these big games, like
I'm
I've been
pretty
to the
sure it was
Michigan
packed
Penn
in
State
there.
games, and you're packed in there like a sardine, and you're sitting on 10 inches of bleacher space, and that's if you're lucky.
Right.
Now I'm a big guy, so I do have a problem with that. And let me be clear, I've been to the big house. It is no different, um,
Oh
especially
shit,
for
that's right.
packed
I
games.
forgot. Yeah, you've been
So
there.
yeah,
What
um,
game did you watch there?
I went to the Northwestern game a few years ago.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's so sick.
but I like to sit close to the student section, so it's very crowded. But yeah, so it's a different atmosphere. It's much cozier to sit at home, or if you have a box. I got to sit in a box for a whiteout game once against Auburn. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, see, I feel like I'm not sure. Like, I was just like, when I was looking at the Penn State on the tickets website and I saw like the picture of the whiteout game at night, and I was like, I feel like that's what we went to. And it was raining and it was miserable and like it was a shit time. But, but like, I do remember like it was a fun time. Like, I got there late, and so like I got there by bus. I took a bus up and then rode back with them in the truck. And so, yeah, so like, yeah, they were tailgating and stuff. And so, like, I just came up a little bit later. But, yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. I sent them a message because I said, what Penn State game did you guys take me to that time? Because now I'm
Gotcha.
interested. But
All right, let's get to the meat on this bone, huh?
moving into the good stuff.
The NFL weekend. We'll start with the 1 o'clock games. Sticking in my favorite division, Cowboys go on the road to take on the Falcons. Both teams kind of looking to rebound here,
Ooh,
get back on track. More so the Cowboys, but
yeah, I mean,
is
I
this a
think
must
they're.
win?
I think they are shot. Like, I think that they're just in such a shit spot right now that they absolutely need this win. And I
Yeah,
think that the Falcons are good enough to take this. Like, they are gonna get. Who did they just?
Falcons just beat the Buccaneers.
The Bucks. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think that they absolutely handle the Cowboys, especially being at home too. Like, this is the trap game for the Falcons where they're like, oh, they're shit. We should win this. So like maybe they slip up. But I mean, yeah, it's a 3.5 point spread with Atlanta. I think they definitely. I don't love 3.5. I think they maybe keep it close, but I think that the Falcons definitely prevail here. Like I think
yeah,
Dallas has nothing left in the tank. Like
yeah.
they're gonna beat the shittiest teams, but that's about it.
I've said this a time or two. Uh, it's hard when you get such a high up tempo and up energy game like they had against San Francisco to then come back the next week and
Yeah.
repeat that. And I think
Yeah.
this is one of those weeks where they're playing a very good opponent. The Falcons are not a bad football team.
Yeah.
Um, and
Yeah. I mean,
then
my
B,
only
it's
counter
hard
to
to get
that.
that energy back up.
Yeah, I mean, my only counter to that would be that the Falcons just played the same game against the Bucks, but the Falcons came out with a win, so they're carrying the higher momentum. Whereas the Cowboys
Right.
lost that game against the 49ers, so
Yeah.
they're a little down
Yeah.
again. But
And to be my own devil's advocate, the Cowboys are kind of have their backs against the wall
yeah,
because
it's
they're already 2 games behind sitting at 3-4 in the division, and you're 3 games behind the Commanders. So
paid Dak, you paid CD. Jerry's gonna die soon. You got to pay Micah.
is he?
Like, I would think. So. I mean, he's got the money to stay alive till 200, but you'd think he's gonna die soon. He's an iRobot kind of guy. Him and Elon are gonna start doing some shit. But yeah, I feel like the Cowboys, like, they're just in such a weird spot right now. And then there's always the constant hot seat question that's been around them for 15 fucking years. Like, Jason Garrett's entire career was just, are we thinking about a coaching change? Like, every goddamn week. And
I
then
know.
depending, like, and then that's when you realize too that, like, even as a billionaire, like, he's still a real person. Like, Jerry Jones still has bad fucking days. Like, he still has
Yeah.
days where shit doesn't go his way and he's annoyed because then they ask him that question on some days and he gets annoyed as fuck. And he's like, Jason Garrett's our coach. And then, like, another week later, he's like, well, now we're going to need to make some, like, we'll see. But, like, Jason Garrett then was there forever. Like,
Yeah.
and so, yes, now I think it's the same thing with Mike McCarthy. Like, does he let that happen again or does he end up firing Mike McCarthy? Like, yeah, like, I feel like they have the head coach question, the quarterback question. What the hell are they doing at
Yeah.
running back? They bring in old ass Zeke. Now they paid CD and he's unhappy. Like, they got a lot going on right now. So,
For
yeah,
sure.
I really like the Falcons in that one.
For sure. I don't disagree with you. Moving along. Divisional matchup here, 1:00. Miami Dolphins come up north to take on the Buffalo Bills.
I think the Bills murder the Dolphins here. I think this is.
Yeah.
I
This
can't
is the
imagine that
time
this
the
is a
Bills
trap
stand on their
game kind of
throat.
thing. Yeah, like this is what the Dolphins just did to the Titans. We're like, yeah, sure, it's 7-7 at half, but then the Bills just scored 24 unanswered in the second
Yeah.
half. Like, I think Amari Cooper is a little bit more comfortable. He's gonna start catching some more balls. He's gonna be a little bit better in the offense.
agree.
Keon Coleman then is kind of
His
learning
third
from a
game
vet.
now.
Yeah, third game in, he played that first week, like a few days in, had Keon
Yeah.
Coleman pointing the routes and shit to him. So, yeah, I think that he definitely is in a much better spot. So, yeah, I think the Bills I think Josh Allen has one more day, little October hangover where he gets to kill it and into November, and then he maybe starts to fizzle after that. But, yeah, I think they get that dub and
Yeah.
stay in top 5 in the league now that the Texans just lost.
Yeah, I think the Bills. I mean, obviously the Bills have aspirations for the Super Bowl, and that means you got to go through Kansas City, who's still undefeated. So
Sad face.
yeah.
Sad face.
So you got to keep up. You got to win these games when you have them, and
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah,
all there
yeah,
is to
they
say
get
about
they,
it.
they can't afford to lose this one
Yeah.
because this is when it gets sketchy for the Bills. This is how they like lock into 2 seed above
Yeah,
the Ravens is winning
exactly.
these kind of games. Like you
Yeah.
got to make that
And
separation
then
now.
the flip side of this coin, if you're the Dolphins, you lose another one. Do you pack it in for the year?
Yeah,
I
mean,
just-
I just can't believe Tua is even playing football. I just hold my breath every
know.
time he runs. That's so crazy. Like, where are his parents? I want to talk to his mom and dad. Like, you guys are just letting him play. Like, that's fucking wild.
yeah,
Like the guy just throwing up gang signs every few weeks, and we're just like, nah, it's fine. Fucking let him go back out there. And then he gets salty when somebody asks him about a Guardian cap. Like, the audacity of you to fucking get mad at us for asking if you're going to protect your brain.
yeah,
But yeah, and then Las Vegas moves into Cincinnati this week. Raiders at Bengals. Both are just absolute dog shit as far as being in the standings. Raiders 2-6, Bengals are 3-5. So they did get that dub over the who was their third win against? The Browns. I was gonna say the
Browns, yeah.
Ravens, but that was the Bengals, or that was the Browns. But yeah, they won over the Browns. So there's that weird love triangle going on. But yeah, I mean, someone's like you said, someone has to win.
yeah.
I don't think either team's vying for anything this season. I don't think either one is putting together much of a playoff run. I really hope Max Crosby gets traded in a weird way. I think he's such a good fit for the Raiders and being such like a dog type player. But
agree.
if they're gonna be such a
I don't wanna
shit
see his
team for a
talent
few
wasted.
years, yeah, I'm not interested in seeing Max Crosby being on a busted ass Raiders team just because like it fits the aura. Like
Yeah,
ship him off to another contender where like we get to see him, like not the fucking Chiefs for Christ's sake, but somebody that like it makes it entertaining to watch. Like the Bears,
Yeah.
like he could go out there and do what Khalil Mack did again, but now they have like some momentum. Like that would be fun. Like
Yeah.
just something like that. But yeah, I don't want to see Max Crosby's career wasted because the Raiders have really nothing else going for them right now. So damn it.
Yeah, no,
We're getting old, man.
couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'm getting old. It's way past my bedtime.
Past my bedtime, I can't breathe.
Moving along. Yeah, you mentioned. I guess we'll mention this game quick. Patriots traveling to Tennessee. Uh, could be a snooze fest. Could be a shootout. Either way, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's what I say. I pretty much wanted to say that too. Is we have to come up with. I know we don't love slugger snooze fest. We got to come up with better terms for it. We got to remember that for this week, but for next week. For now though, as temporary placeholders, like this has got to be the game where if a new NFL fan said, "What game should I not watch?" Like this is the game. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not going to learn anything from this game. There's no star players happening. Like you're going to see Drake May and that's it. Like, and even that we're not certain on. We have no idea if it's just another Mac Jones, another Paxton Lynch. Like we don't
Yeah.
know. So like, there is nothing that you need to take away from this game. Just go ahead and skip this one. There's
Yeah.
nothing you need.
Yeah, watch this one on Red Zone. You'll either see it a lot because every team's scoring, or you won't see
Yeah.
it at all because
If something amazing happens, don't feel bad that you missed it.
Yeah.
That's a respectable decision to miss this game.
Yeah.
But, the Chargers
rolling.
head into Cleveland. I think we jumped over that one there. Just
Oh,
I just didn't
I
want to
did.
skip over that. Yeah, no worries. Both teams, like you said, both teams need a win to have hope. They're
Yeah.
both kind of in that fighting spot. The Browns, their newfound rejuvenation,
Yeah.
Jameis, you got Jameis, and now all of a sudden there's life. So
Yeah. You beat
you
Baltimore.
beat the Ravens. You beat the Ravens, and now
Yeah.
you just got to start winning some football games and start playing real football. So,
Yeah, they need to
PMT,
take the Aaron Rodgers
yeah,
quote
just-
here and just
yeah,
relax.
relax and just win out. But PMT had a stat that I believe out of the last, I think it was, I should have remembered it verbatim, but I'm pretty sure what it was out of the last 7 starts dating back to like a year or two ago. The last 7 starts that Deshaun Watson did not start, 6 of them have had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I saw
like
that.
Jeff Driscoll, Jameis
Yeah.
Winston. Like no matter who fucking plays, the Browns are actually a good team. They just happen to spend $260 million on a pet, like on a, or not a pet, on a dickhead, like on just an asshole guy that like. It didn't make sense coming out of hurt from Houston, and then his career was falling apart. And the Browns said, "Let's spend every dollar we have and trade draft picks for this." Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, for that, I mean, I'm rooting for Jameis. I'm excited. Like we talked about, I love Jameis. I love Joe Flacco. Getting them both to start in a weekend. We don't have many weekends of that left. So take Joe Flacco, take Aaron Rodgers, take Kirk Cousins as we got it because we
Yeah.
don't have many years of them left. So, but
Yeah.
yes, I mean, I'm the Chargers though. I think that they're still a for real team. I think Jim Harbaugh always is to be considered, and
Yep.
I think that they have a lot of young talent that's on its way up. So as long as they stay healthy and start winning some of those shitty games that they're losing, they have a real chance to bypass us and make some noise in the AFC. So
I agree with all that. Moving along back to my division, NFC East.
take over.
Washington traveling. Excuse me. Washington traveling up north to take on the Giants in Meadowlands. You mentioned it here. Let's pray for health.
Yeah.
For all players. It's just such a trash field. Luckily, no, I don't think anybody got hurt tonight. There was a couple scares, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, Devontae's
major
wasn't
happened.
even really field related.
Yeah,
That was just a
yeah.
weirdly late hit. Like, yeah, it just kind of happened.
Yeah, it just kind of fell past concussion protocol.
Head first.
I'm sure there'll be an investigation we'll hear about.
100%.
So yeah, praying everybody stays healthy and it's a good game. I fully expect Washington to win this, but you bring up a good point with the hangover. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they do. I think they clean up. I don't think they have too much of a Hail Mary hangover. I think the media does a good job of beating the fucking dead horse out of that the day after. Like, you don't not hear about it for 24 to 48 hours after something like that happens. So, yeah, I think that they get back to where they were. Jaden Daniels knows that they lucked out. He's coming off hurt, and now it's just like, all right, let's make sure that we win this divisional game, keep separating ourselves, get a bigger
Yeah.
separation from Philly and Dallas, and just kind of run away with the division early on. So yeah, I think that they. I mean, yeah, and it sucks. Like Meadowlands is just it's such a shitty area and terrible field all the time. But
I disagree with the area. It's a great, actually, area.
Or yeah, I
Way
mean, I
better than
guess
up
not
here.
area. I mean, yeah, I really
But
didn't
yes,
mean area.
field.
I meant, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's a that's what I meant. Like, it's a atmosphere, I guess, is what I meant. Like when you're going
Yeah.
in there for it's a weight team, so it's a divisional, and then like you're
Oh
getting hurt,
yeah.
like you're getting booed and getting hurt. Like it's like yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah. So the Commanders just want to get in there, take care of business, and get out of there. So I think that that's exactly what they do,
Yeah.
though. So
I
um,
agree. I agree, but I hope it's the opposite for
yeah. You want the
bias sake.
Giants to help, yeah, kind of bring the Commanders down and keep
Yeah.
everybody close, give the Eagles that chance to catch up and take over.
Yeah. I
So
mean, we still have to play them twice, so we have a chance to do it ourselves. But
that's true. Yeah. But
uh,
any help you can get
yeah,
helps.
exactly.
Yep, I get it.
All
So
right. How do we feel? The Saints get back on track?
I was looking.
They've
I just can't
lost
believe that.
four straight? Five.
Yeah,
Five straight.
two and they were
Oh, six straight. Yeah.
they
They
were
were
two
2
and
and
zero,
0, and now they're 2
two and
and
zero, and
6.
yeah, 2-0 considered Super Bowl contenders. Derek Carr is for real. The Saints are going all the way, losing
Yeah.
six in a row. That's why I literally looked up. I was like, oh my god, they are one win above the Panthers. Like it used to feel like a 5-6 game separation, even in week 3. It was like
Yeah.
they've got to have 10 more wins than them, but now they only have one. So yeah, the Saints are in trouble. They're in cap hell. The
Yeah.
Broncos are in cap hell.
I don't
Like
even know. Did they announce who's starting at quarterback?
I think that they said Carr was coming back, set to start. Yep, Derek Carr set to
Okay.
start. Yep, set to start. So
Okay, so yeah, I guess you have that going for you. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just maybe the Saints can get back on track, and if they don't, you're done. Because the Panthers win this game, and they're going to be tied in the division, and nobody's taking the Panthers seriously. So
sorry, I got super sidetracked there for a second because I was looking up cap space stuff and it just made
oh,
me sad. It's
oh,
just me and
you saw
John
the
are just
Broncos.
as yeah, me and John are just like it. I'm broke, but every $5 I get, I'm gonna send to the Broncos. Just be like, please sign somebody, do something. Just that's stick
Yeah.
meme again. Do something.
All right,
Yeah, no, I mean,
last one o'clock game.
I think the Saints do win this game. Just real quick, I don't think I
Oh
even
yeah,
cleared that up. As much as I'm joking about them being shitty, especially with Derek Carr coming back, like I think they are
they
a
better
decent
win this
football
game.
team. That's yeah, I think they're a decent football team. But the Panthers, Andy Dalton got in the car accident, hurt his thumb, so Bryce
Yeah,
Young has to start. So now it's chaos down there too. He's fighting for his life, but again, I think he's going to be an insurance salesman by Christmas. So yeah, I
so
think
it
the
could.
Saints. I think the Saints definitely win this game though. But
Fair enough.
yeah, after that, then moving on to last game of that's right, last game of the 1 o'clock slate. There's a chance I get to go to this. So Broncos at Ravens. Denver comes to the East Coast. Doesn't happen often. Occasionally they play the Ravens or the Giants. That's pretty much the only time we see them. Um, our buddy, good buddy from school, Dalton Taylor invited me. So yeah, I'm gonna hope to go Sunday. But yeah, I mean, this is like we were joking about on the phone. He was like, I might be more nervous than you are, and I was like, you should be. This is a win-win for me. If we lose, it's oh we lost to the Ravens, and if we
Yeah,
win, it's oh shit we beat the Ravens. And I was like, you guys cannot lose this game. I was
yeah,
like, this is way bigger for you than it is for me. I was like, we're 5-3. We're playing with house money at this point. Like we should not be 5-3. We should be
absolutely.
2-6 or whatever. Like I was like, yeah, we should be ass. And so
Yeah,
dropping to 5-4 because of a Ravens loss is not the end of the world for us. So I was like, that's yeah. So
yeah,
so hopefully I can go. Like I said, well, maybe we'll live stream or do some kind of content from the event if I can get down there. But yeah, it's sweet that we do have a bunch of pro teams a few hours from us. As much as I bitch about
yes,
Pennsylvania, we have Steelers 4 hours away. You have Baltimore 2 hours away. The Commanders 2 hours away. The Jets 2 hours away. The Giants 2 hours away. Like 2-ish, 3-ish or whatever. But
Pittsburgh.
yeah, so yeah, Pittsburgh's out there. Then yeah, I mean yeah, New York isn't that far, and then it
Yeah,
gets a little dicey. But I mean yeah, like you still have. Um, like the Bills are up there. I mean, Buffalo's a little bit of a hike, but because
for
by that
you.
time yeah, true. But yeah, because by that time, I mean, you realistically can make it out to Cincy or Cleveland. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's either way though. Yeah, I mean, having 4 or 5
yeah.
teams kind of consolidated in one area is
Yeah.
sick.
I
So
mean, look, if you're willing to drive 5 to 6 hours, you can be at 8, 9 different franchises
100%. And then considering
in
colleges, NBA, NHL, MLB, like yeah,
Boston. You could
Boston's
be
like a 9 hour. It's like 9.
okay.
I've looked
It's
at for
interesting
Celtics
because it's
games.
6 for me.
At least I
Um.
think I'm
Anyways,
pretty certain.
so
Regardless, but
anyways, you have
I'm
the two in
curious.
New York. You have Buffalo, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, DC, Philly. Like yeah, there's
Oh shit, I was wrong. It's 6.5 hours. for
Yeah, I was
me.
about to say it's only 6 hours for me.
I don't know
So
why I
can't
thought
be
it was
too much
9. I guess,
longer.
yeah, 7 was probably the number I was thinking of. But for some reason, I
Yeah.
went to 9. But yeah, all right, well, 7
But
isn't so
anyways,
bad.
yeah, you get the chance to see him. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see if I can get that done.
Playing with house money. That's exciting. A team not playing with house money. My birds.
Yeah.
My birds.
Go bird, dilly dilly.
Yeah. So this is their chance. They've looked really good the past 2 weeks.
They have.
They
But
they finally got healthy. They started playing the football we were all expecting them to play week 1, which I guess
But-
is super unrealistic with two new coordinators. But this is the definition of a trap game.
yeah,
Like,
I'm waiting for the butt of the last 2 weeks of good play. The last 3 weeks of good play.
I don't have a but. Jalen Hurts isn't turning the football over.
Browns, Giants, Bengals.
No. They aren't great teams, but
Okay, that's
they're-
it. Just as long as it's acknowledged, like
But-
you guys are playing good football, but
they're
against
winning those
absolute
games.
dog shit team, and you're beating the hell out of
Yes,
them. That's
exactly.
the important
That's
part.
what I'm
You're
excited
not barely
about.
winning. Yes.
Yes.
You're playing good football, and you're winning how you should. So yeah, that is
Yes.
a good thing. But you are playing dog water fucking teams right
Yes.
now. And then
No, for
you're
sure.
right though. This is the definition of a trap game because you played 3 dog shit teams in a row. The Super Bowl contention talks are back in the locker room, and then you go and play the Jaguars and fucking lose.
Yeah,
and
the
so
week
yeah,
before
like
the
that,
Cowboys.
a week
So-
before the Cowboys, then you're on the road at Dallas or before
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Like yeah, now it gets all dicey. So, but yeah, I still think the Eagles win that game. What is the spread for that game? Because
7.5 Philadelphia.
I
So yeah,
think
for
7.5
the
might be
record-
rough, but I think they still win. I think
Yeah.
money line Philly is definitely a safe bet.
Yeah. For the record, Doug Peterson does come back to Philly. I don't know that it's his first time back, but I think he came back a couple years ago.
Jacksonville is 9th against the run this year.
Right, but
I mean, you guys have such odd
I
because I was
gonna
just
say,
thinking
if
Saquon,
they-
but you
if
guys
they
just
load
have
up the
3
box
of-
and
yeah,
stop
you have
Saquon,
AJ
then we're gonna
Brown
throw
out there just
Devontae and
fucking
AJ
bombing
just-
people.
yeah.
So
so
that's fair, super fair.
yeah, that's
As
what
you
makes
were.
the Eagles dangerous. And
Yeah,
the
you guys
defense
have
is
the
finally
weapons.
playing well. So
That was what you were missing.
yes. So yeah, as long as Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the football over and we can stay on track, we'll be all right.
I'm so excited for the stat line in this next game.
Go for it.
I've been staring at it this whole time. Yeah,
It's
I'm
wild,
so glad.
isn't it?
Yeah, you put that in there. That's such a good stat. Bears at Cardinals. Caleb Williams in Kyler Murray's house. Post Call of Duty release. Kyler Murray's 1-0. Both teams have 4 wins. One is in last place and the other leads their division. So the Bears are last at 4-2. The Cardinals are first at 4-3.
Chicago has
And
4-3.
yeah, 4-3, and
Arizona's
the
4-4.
Cardinals are 4-4, and they're leading their division. So like the football, like half of the league is under 500. It is just such a weird year for winning and offense and points. Like the Lions are the only team scoring. The Chiefs are barely beating people, but beating everyone. It is such a weird season. The Lions are legit the only team putting up points. They've got to be first in points, right? No, the Ravens are. Wow.
Yeah.
Lions are 4th. Bucks, Commanders, Ravens, Bills. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's such a weird year for offense, for winning football, for percentages. Like, yeah, it's just all over the place. But yeah, I this game I would not bet a dime on. I would not bet a
Absolutely
single
not.
penny on money line. Whether or not Caleb Williams has a touchdown, whether or not Kyler Murray has a touchdown, whether or not Marvin Harrison has 50 receiving, like I wouldn't bet a fucking dime on anything because I wouldn't trust it. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Yeah, there's no way to anticipate how either team is going to play because the Cardinals could play how they did against the Packers or against the Rams, or they could play against how they did against the Lions in that week. Like it's you're just kind of back and forth, and it's just a guessing game at that point. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think
What is spread? 1.5
Arizona minus
Arizona.
1.5. Yeah, which means that they favor in Chicago because you open at -3 being the home team. But yeah, I definitely look at Chicago and I think they're probably going to win this game.
Yeah,
I think they have the
they're
better
pissed
they-
about the Hail Mary.
pissed and they have the better defense.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
And that's and Kyler and
expect
Marvin
them
is such hit
to.
or miss.
Yeah. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona comes out and throws 37 up and wins the game. So
Right. Yeah, yeah. There's such an unpredictable team. Bears, Cardinals, Steelers, Seahawks. Like that group of teams is just. I'm not betting any money on there
yeah,
because I have no idea.
yeah. Moving along, should we skip that game and come back to it?
Yep, I'm with
Yeah.
that.
Next game, going out west. Los Angeles Rams travel to the Pacific Northwest divisional battle to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Um, Honestly, it's an interesting game. The Rams are looking better. The
Yep.
Seahawks are looking worse.
Yep. The
Um,
Rams look like they were down and out. They had all those injuries. They
yeah,
look like the season was pretty much packed in. They were going to trade Cooper Cup. They were going to trade Matt
right.
Stafford,
And
and
here they are, a
then
game out of
they
the
beat the
division lead.
Vikings. Yeah, literally, yeah, a game out of the Cardinals. Yeah, so
Yeah.
the Cardinals lose, they win this week, and all of a sudden they're tied. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's again, it's just such a weird season that everyone's at the bottom. So a win or two, and all of a sudden you're not at the bottom anymore. Now you're
yeah.
a mid or high level team. So I mean, yeah, there's like those top five teams that are the Chiefs, Lions, Commanders, Bills, Packers, like Vikings. Like those teams are like the clear cut favorites, but like everybody else, like it's pretty
This
much just like up for debate.
this is another game I will not touch with my money.
Yeah, no,
I just
absolutely not. That was my note. Was like it's just such a weird dogfight of a
Yeah.
team. Like it legit could be 7-3 final score, and I would be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Both defenses fucking went nuts. I could also see both quarterbacks throwing for 400 plus yards with 4 or 5 touchdowns, and it being 40s to 30s to 50. Like
yeah,
I could absolutely one of those games. I go, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That
Yeah.
tracks. Like that completely checks out. So
couldn't agree more. So
yeah, I mean, I think where are we looking at? Rams -1. I mean, yeah, I think I do
these
like
are
that.
favored
I
on
think
the Rams.
I think
Favored on the
McVay
Rams.
versus a new coach. I think if I had to pick both these teams being so similar, I like Stafford over Geno, and I like McVay over whoever. See how not O'Connell.
McDonald.
Damn it, McDonald is that his name?
McDonald. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yep, McDonald. Yeah,
The only
yeah.
thing, I guess it depends on who's playing, but I tend to like DK and Tyler Lockett a little bit more. But
That's true.
I don't. The problem is I like them more as receivers, but I don't like who's throwing them the football, which makes me lean.
See, for me, it would be more or less like I like McVay being able to say, we're not going to stop DK, so here's the game plan. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to tackle him, so let's just not let him fucking catch it. Like,
Yeah.
that's the McVay magic where he's like, let's not let him touch the ball.
Yeah. All right, and then moving on to game of the week.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm fairly
Again,
confident this is actually Fox's game of the week, so we might be stealing that, but it's fine.
No. We
I'll
actually
wait for the
Fox
cease and
Fox
desist
was
letter.
founded in like the '60s, but we had this idea in our like dad nutsack like long before that. We were like, dude. But yeah, so this is our, like I said, we're gonna come up with a better name for it. So we have to remember that this week. So I stopped saying it. But like this is our slugger. This is our home run. This is the game of the week. We're gonna have to find
Hopefully.
some kind of fun coin term for it. But I mean, either way though, I think if either way it's a runaway, I think it's the game of the week. I think if the Packers put up 40 and blow out the Lions, like that's the game of the week. I think if the Lions blow out the Packers, it's still the game of the week. Like
No.
like it separates the Lions into that elite tier that like no, they're not just beating the shit out of bad teams, they're beating the
Yeah.
shit out of good teams. Like, and if it's a close game, it's definitely the game of the. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that this one is set up to just like if you're telling a new football fan what game to watch this weekend, this is the one you need to sit down and pay attention to.
I agree. Oh,
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
dude,
to
it's after midnight.
me. Happy Friday. It's Christmas season, dog. Wake up.
Christmas? No, it is Thanksgiving season. You watch your dirty mouth.
Listen, November 1st until like November 20th is Christmas season. And then the
No,
21st
no,
until
no,
the 30th, you can have all the Thanksgiving you want. You get a couple
No,
days for Thanksgiving.
no,
You
no,
don't
no,
need a
no,
whole
no.
month. You need
Thanksgiving-
pre-Christmas. We need pre-Christmas
I'm
prep.
fine doing nothing until the week before Thanksgiving. I don't need to celebrate anything. I don't need to see Christmas. Nothing. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear music. Nothing. Call me a Christmas hater, but y'all can start on Black Friday. That's more than a month. I don't know which more you want. Anyways, back to the subject. I just hope Jordan Love plays.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, for sure. Because that's
so-
we joked. You texted me about that. We somehow both missed, and Malik Willis did not play the second half of that game. Or that Jordan Love didn't play a majority of the second half, and then Malik Willis did.
Yeah.
I heard it on a podcast. hours after I heard the podcast was just like, why were they talking about Malik Willis earlier? And I was like, he didn't play this week because Jordan Love did. I remember seeing Jordan Love play.
Yeah.
Must have been nothing. They must have been talking about previous weeks. Won't even think anything of it. Like I had that thought where I was like, I heard the name Malik Willis earlier and don't know why. It must have been a reference to something else. Oh well, not a big deal. Who gives a shit? Doesn't affect my life. Moving on. Literally 2 hours later, you're like, how did we both miss the fact that Malik Willis played the second half? And I was like, what? And I looked it up and I was like, how did I miss that? I was like, I did
Yeah.
not see that he got hurt. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Jordan Love exits again, so that makes you nervous because that's the second time this season, missed a couple weeks early. So I mean, yeah, you want him to be healthy, you want him to be playing correctly, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Malik Willis was 2-0 though too, and he looked good. I mean, he played some shit teams, but like he looked solid for being a rookie that got drafted by Tennessee and got just misguided, and then ends up in Green Bay under the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love kind of quarterback room, and actually has a chance. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just hoping. I'm really excited for this game. Like this is going to be such a good game.
I agree. Even if Malik plays, still good.
Yeah, that's it. If Malik plays, I
So,
mean, I think the Lions definitely win, even by 10 or 15 points. But I think that the Packers still put up some points, even against the Lions defense. But
all
you
right.
know,
So then we all are so excited for the Sunday night game.
I can't wait.
The Colts travel up north to take on Minnesota.
It's weird because
Uh,
I feel like the Colts have a chance. Like the
I
Vikings are
agree.
on this, they're
Well,
on
you're
this
also
0-2
very high on
skid.
Flacco.
High on
So,
Flacco. Like it's like the Browns. Like they're a terrible team because Deshaun Watson is the one that's like, all right, guys, y'all ready for today? Like no one gives a shit. So
yeah.
like we've all had a terrible manager at work where you're just like, I don't give a single fuck about anything this person says. That's Deshaun Watson. That is Anthony Richardson. Like neither one of those teams have any interest in
Yeah.
running routes, playing hard, blocking, doing anything. So yeah, I think that the Colts have a chance. I mean, Joe Flacco brings a vibe where they're like, let's get this old man a ring. Like, let's play. Let's, yeah, so it's a
And
second ring.
and if you're the Vikings, you need to get right game. You lost to
Yes.
Detroit, then you lost to the Rams.
Yeah.
You need to get back on
Yeah.
track. You bought yourself some space, given that would they start 5-0, and
Yeah, and then lose
now
two in
they're
a row.
0-2. So
Yep.
you bought yourself some room, but you're quickly falling behind Detroit and Green Bay. Both have 6 wins now. So
Yep.
you went
Yeah.
from the
That's it.
top to third in your division real quick.
It's a lot of favorite bias. I just want Joe Flacco to do well, but I definitely think the Vikings win this game handedly. I think that they're at home in the dome. 5.5 is a clean spread. I think they win by a touchdown or 10 points. Like
Yeah,
I definitely, I think the Colts put up a fight. Like I think Flacco has a game, but like 200-300 yards. But I don't think that they get the dub. I think the
yeah.
Vikings definitely pull away.
And then we move to Monday night. We'll just mention it because we'll be on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be on Sunday.
So
So yeah, I gotta even
Buccaneers
think
go
about
with the
that.
Chiefs. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
Okay,
be
we'll
excited
touch it
about that.
Sunday because we'll talk about whether or not the Chiefs are going to go undefeated, pretty much.
Yeah, and your NSYNC teams of the
Bye
week
bye bye.
with the Steelers and 49ers are off this week.
Yeah,
So
terrible timing, but yeah, or Justin
Pittsburgh, you
Timberlake.
can relax. And 49ers, I'd hate you, so I hope you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, that's so weird. This is one of those weekends where me and all the Steeler fans are together in fandom because they want the Broncos to whoop the
yeah,
Ravens. So yeah, they want to make sure they bury that lead. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm actually a favorite in Steeler land this weekend.
Very good. And then other sports to mention. We mentioned this Wednesday, but I'll bring it up again because it's fun to watch. And if you have anything to add, feel free. NASCAR is at Martinsville on Sunday. Final race before the championship race. Four drivers get eliminated, so should be a little bit of drama there. And F1 is in Brazil for a sprint weekend, meaning there are 2 points paying races, one Saturday and one Sunday, as well as 2 qualifying sessions worth watching. So, yeah. Any other sports you have to add this weekend?
No, like I said, we talked about it where we really want to include NHL and NBA stuff. It's just gonna be tough for the first
Yes.
couple of weeks. Like it's just it's a long ass season, so like we'll
Yeah.
give it like a month or so probably before we really start getting in depth with stuff because injuries will start to happen. MVP race will kind of start to form. You'll start to see some standings differences and games
Yeah.
behind. 4 or 5 games in, I mean, the Celtics lost their first game in overtime against the Pacers the other night, but Like it's just I wasn't even panicked. Like it's that moment where you're like, oh, we lost, but then it's like, oh yeah, we still have 67 games to go, like or 77 games to go. Like there's plenty of time. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, it sucks to lose a game that early when you have that undefeated streak. You want to stay undefeated as long as you can, but yeah, there's just too much happening all at once. So yeah, we'll kind of touch base on that like every other week or so as we go and just kind of keep it in. I also randomly just scrolling through tickets as low as $9. No, oh my god, tickets as low as $3. Cleveland Cavaliers at New Orleans Pelicans, 8 p.m. Wednesday, November 6th. Tickets as low as $3.
Yeah, for an NBA game.
Wild. Yeah, NBA
Yeah.
games. Yeah, that's like I said, that's like
Unfortunately, you live
baseball. They're just
closest
gonna
to
let
Philadelphia, and that will not happen in Philly.
that will not be.
I don't care
Yeah, I
how
mean,
bad they are.
oh wait, no, that's at I mean, at Memphis at Philadelphia, low as $29.
Yeah.
$30 to get in and see John Morant and Joel Embiid battle it out.
Joel's not gonna play. It's fine.
Facts, yeah, it's probably too early for him to care about basketball yet this year.
All right. Anything else to add before I wrap up with a fun fact?
No, I think that's about it. Yeah, next Thursday, we will be live from Couple Sports Podcast, so definitely jump in there. Otherwise, yeah,
here.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we'll have
Bang
to
Bang.
figure that out. Yeah, Bang Bang, he's on a Bang Bang retreat. We will figure that out. Maybe we'll do a guest appearance, or we might do a pre-recorded episode. We'll figure that out. We'll do something fun. I'll have you set up like a GoPro and just be live streaming and just watch with you.
From the car?
There's a deer, AJ. There's a deer. Yeah, from a car. I thought about that the other day too. I was like, I can't believe AJ even came with us that time. Like, what a waste of time for a true hunter. For me and my dad to just sit in a vehicle. AJ said, "This is the dumbest shit ever."
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure
if I
you-
remember, we skipped school that day, so
we did. Oh, 100%. Yeah, it was 100%. And then we probably hunted for like 2 or 3 hours. Then went home and played Xbox all day. So like, it was a true just skip school, do nothing.
we left fairly early.
Yeah, like we did.
We were out of
Yeah,
there
yeah.
before noon.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
easily. It was probably before breakfast. Like, yeah, we were. I was probably the little bitch about it. Where I was like, "This is cold. This is dumb. We're not gonna see it. Let's just go home." And like, my dad never had the discipline in those scenarios either. Where he probably was like, "Yeah, you're right. Let's go home." And then we were off. So,
It's a
But
story
yeah.
for another day.
yeah,
Can you give me a random number, 1 to 10?
7 because the Chiefs are 7-0, and that's what I just saw, and it
Okay.
made me sad.
Chicago is called the Windy City because of long-winded politicians, not actual wind or cold weather.
I did not know that. I assumed
neither.
that it was cold weather.
Yeah.
I always every time I heard Windy City, I'm like, oh, it's windy.
Nope. It's because of their
What
long-winded
does Chicago
politicians.
part? What part does Chicago play in politics? Like, why
They're
is
just
that?
a big Midwest city.
Interesting. Okay, so yeah, so because they are, it's always considered like that meeting point for all of the northeastern states. Like that's
Yeah.
where everybody kind of
Midwest.
conglomerates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well I didn't know that. Now every single time that somebody says Windy City, I'm gonna be like, did you know? Did you know? Actually, did you
Yeah.
know that that's not what
While
that's
you're
for?
breathing through one nostril.
Stop doing that to me. Every time you do that to me, I leave here for like an hour or two, and I do that. The first night was bad, and then now since then, I'm like, nah, I just gotta scratch that out of my memory and forget about it.
All right. I appreciate you all. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you Sunday.
We'll see you guys Sunday
evening,
night / Monday
Monday
morning. AJ and I are gonna go play a game or two of zombies, and we will see you guys later.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
All right,
All right. Like
See
and
you guys
subscribe, rate. Appreciate
like
you
and
all.
subscribe. Thanks, Derek.